Okay, I think everything ready and we can start. We can continue. Um, I quickly remind what's going on. And my name is Pavel. I'm working in the IT area, and I do a lot of development. And in this stream, I trying to help to my friend who also start studying programming and get stuck in some project for newbies, and he created very entangled code and like a, with some quite weird logic, with some strange data usage, and yeah. So we basically we I walked through all the code with the explanation, and I rebuilt most of the parts from scratch, trying to reproduce what was done. And yeah, so I almost complete all the functionality of the this simple like a sort of web application, like a little demo, and so I think today we try to finalize, and yeah, we can jump a little bit to our view what was done, and just quickly check what I add more. So yeah, as always, I just reminded I'm using Trello for some project tracking, for some Kanban system, and yeah, just some minimalistic things like a checklist, whatever. And so that was main topics of the entire streaming, and yeah, mainly everything is done. And like on final step, we also need to make some code cleanup and optimization after full completion, and some parts just for like a current task, what should be done. It's yeah, we so my friend gets some feedback from his teacher, or like the tutor. So and he suggests to split the code into modules. So yeah, it's what I already mentioned, and that's something that we can make for some parts of the code. It's perfectly fit into this conception of modules. Then yeah, just about main functionality, we still need to collect some context dynamically to pass it to API endpoints. As well, we need to add some validation for data and error messaging in the case of invalid data. Then there should be some table filtering as in an original application, like just this usual headers with arrows that you can change order. And then there was something about search. I probably need to get a little bit more info about it, and yeah, but I think it's just some basic search functionality for the table, for data existing in the table. So yeah, that's it. And so about splitting code into modules, just as always, I recommend to check some latest information about any approach you're gonna use in your project. And so we have this w3school.com and MDN developer Mozilla Developer Network, which contains information about this specific how you say features that like was added to the language and to some and seen some specific version of the browsers. So like as I said, you always can check this like a first place source of information, and yeah, where you can get actual information about which features available, which more new like some changes coming, and yeah, whatever, everything, some deprecated methods, some examples of usage, and so on. So it's always helpful just to check something and try to use some modern approach. But so we need to say that actually the most of the feature like this export and import is already available in a Node application, in all the frameworks like React and Next and all the derived frameworks. And but this is available via process of transpilation, bundling, like all of this process when entire project connected to, like assembled together, bundled together, and turn it into cross-browser compatible versions where they have like all of this sort of polyfills, so all the things. So basically, yeah, this mainly all of these modern frameworks, they trying to transpile your code in a plain JavaScript, but like just compatible with most of the browsers they like are supposed to support. And yes, so this is one side of the usage of like all of this syntax, like ECMAScript, like a ES5, ES6, and then ES2000, and so on, ES next. So but something already becomes available in the browsers out of the box, because browsers also developing as they constantly updated, and so it becomes like just a native in most of the modern browsers. So this means that you safely can use it, and you don't need to have this like a transpilation, any process that do some modification to the code. So you can use it as in just like as a pure JavaScript in your files, and so all the explanations and how to it's also described in all of these documents. So yeah, basically I think I will walk through this quickly as well, just refresh some knowledge, and yeah, then we can turn our source code, this single file, we can actually split into modules and remove some specific functions. Actually, yeah, I think I even can start right now. So we had the front end and then JS, right? And well, let's say normally we also need some folders, like to probably to have some, well, let's say we made everything proper way. So we will call it lib, which means library, and yeah, so we can split some part of our code into modules, and yeah, but it's like a most common, one of the common names for packages, for modules, libraries. And yeah, so let's say we need it's a good way to move all functions related to API to specific separate file. So we can call it exactly API, and then what we need is to get all our API requests and move them. It's all for now. It's just functions, and then we can check how to make all of this properly, so we can reuse it. And yeah, so for now we just remove it, uh, and as well, this is perfect example when we can see some data coupling when we use some global object from this all of these functions. Now it's obviously not available in the in this module, so we need to create some interface so that we still can use this log messages somehow. And yeah, and actually logger as well, it's also some nice place where to put some login mechanism just into some separate module. So yeah, at first we just try to make this module available, then probably we can, yeah, maybe even create a next module for login. And so let me quickly check documentation and examples how they use modules. Script, and then into files, into dynamic exports and default exports. Okay, well, I think we just can try to use it at first, and just as some import, and we have to have this export something that we want. Yes, so okay, let's say in API we will export object that we call API, and this object will have this internal functions, so we can use API via this exported object. Export. Oh, wait a second. Default message. This is sort of class, and default export. Okay. So it's defined as a function, but in some sort of object, and API. Okay, and then export default API. So yeah, but this is not proper object. Definitely, if you want to have a method, there should be well, we can have it, in fact we can have it as a second message form. So like we use names of the function as a key of the object, and we assign it to arrow function functions that we defined just right after, we define as a value for this key. So then we basically we can access like a object style to this method that we declare here. So okay, and yes, okay, so at least oh, and I need to have comma separation. Yeah, so at least we have now proper object, we can test it. And so okay, now we need to search for how this call, and yeah, and before we need to import so it will be leap API, and if everything properly imported, then we should get some access to the API object. Create client dot yellow. Seems that that's correct. And yeah, well, so we need to modify all of these parts, and okay, it's a little bit, I'm not sure how this import will work for just for files, because they mentioned in a script tag, like when you use JavaScript just in place, like in HTML. Do we have anything? No, I think don't have. Yeah, like I mean, just in directly in a script tag, and yeah. So I'm not sure if it really just work like that, but yeah, let's check it. And so I change to API call for client create and update, and well, client, I think we can check all the occurrences, maybe it will be faster. Yeah, delete client, then there was a list client we have used it in a poll, right? And I see here, oh yeah, get clients API, get clients, and yeah, I think that's it. Oh, one more thing I forgot to check. Well, okay, so one little note. Uh, so I made my changes in branch refactoring, and so yeah, yesterday I decided to stop working in this branch, and I created two more branches derived from main, def, and spaghetti. So one was used for historical use, like just a snapshot, like of how where code original code was finished and stuck. Then dev is basically our working branch for development, where all the work should be done. And so I said to my friend like that he now he can make in the same way while in yeah when I continue to do my changes, he can make some changes in yeah, on his own, like some little things that we still need to add somewhere, but I just skipped. So I try to enforce him um, to the teamwork, to collaborative development. So yeah, that's what was the plan, and now we're gonna use this dev branch. And yeah, like accidentally, my friend committed some his last changes in a main branch. So I mean, it's not a big problem. We anyway we will override main in the end with all changed changed version of the application. So that's not really big problem. But yeah, if we just want to have one more snapshot, I basically can make one more branch, like a spaghetti extra something. And yeah, it's like just for historical reason, if someone want to check like where actual original code was end up at what point, and then how it's all was turned into like another version. So for the moment, yeah, I wanted to check my branch that I need to be sure that it's dev branch. And yeah, so my friend already made some commits to the dev. I think yeah, now it would be also interesting to check how this both changes. Well, I mean, just normal work with a Git, like when you have some uh, conflicts or just normal merging process, and when more than one people start making some code. So as well, newbies, when they start studying programming, and when they just get this idea of Git, it's probably not obvious how how useful it could be, and how actually like a normal process of serious software development, how it's working in a real in a while. So and uh, yeah, of course, it's like a little bit scary at first time, like you don't really understand all of these branches, remotes, commits, pull, push, merge, all these things with like working with Git. But like mainly at the beginning, you don't really need to know too much. You only working with just regular adding, committing, and pushing, adding, committing, and pushing. That's it, nothing more. Like sometimes you need to pull to get some changes, but nothing more than that. And yeah, later you understand the idea, like how it's using, like when there's really big amount of people working together, like everyone working on some separate versions, someone working on some feature, someone like making bug fixing, someone just creating unit tests, like some testing, whatever. So but anyway, this is all programmers jobs that happening in a single repository. And of course at some point it's overlapping, and yeah, then you need to decide which changes you have to apply, and so on. And this is yeah, this such a decision, of course, it's made by people who like are really confident in source code, that they basically manage all of this like parts of repo, or entire repo. And yeah, it's like it's just another level of usage. So at the beginning, like you don't really need to think about it. Like you probably never start like a managing 1000 developers repository just from scratch. It's never happened like that. So At first you just need to understand some basics, and here as well it's like a good example, just two people start making some changes, and maybe we even don't have will not have any conflicts in code, but anyway, still it's interesting to check like how to work with Git. And as well, so as I mentioned, I'm going to make this second snapshot, so I just run some commands, and yeah, people can see how it's actually working. So yeah, for the moment, again, I check the code, and I can check changes here. It's again, you still can use Git to basically it's a git diff command to check differences in the files that you have. And it's, but this is just a text like a console version of output, and like maybe not really too handy. It's in a exists in a patch format when yeah, it is some special symbols like a plus, minuses, and ampersand. They mark point where yeah, about files changes, like a type of changes, and information about string and positions. So yeah, that's how it's working when you check your differences using Git. And I mean, it's like a not really handy. You need to scroll everything, and probably, I mean, you still can use and understand it at some point, but many modern IDE and same as well, same VS Code, they have this mode, like a diff mode, when they split two version of your file, and with the highlight you actually see what was done, what changes was made in this version. And so yeah, now we clearly can see that I basically remove all of these functions. So this is old version, and this is like a current version. And yeah, I add this import, I remove some functions, and I change calls to API. Well, maybe I forgot somewhere, but I think yeah, I add update, create, delete, and get. Yeah, so basically we have only 4 calls. And by the way, it's also good sign that you can see that all 4 calls you can met in the code only one time. It means that you don't really duplicate it somewhere again, and like you define it only at one place where it's actually can happen. So like you will not have some side effects like you call it somewhere unexpectedly. Like, of course, unless you really need to implement such functionality somewhere. So, but for now, it's like a really good sign that there is no more calls, like when you really need to run this basic base API calls for your entity only one time. And yeah, okay, so we have these changes. Let's say we can commit it into dev, and then I can pull and we can check if there was any changes. So yeah, and there was second file, I think second file, and basically it's API. Yeah, so that's fine. And okay, so git add everything, it commit, oops, commit, yeah, split code into modules, modules. Okay, and now we can push it, and okay, yeah, so it's rejected because we have some changes. So now I can pull it to check to get the latest version from remote repo. Yes, so now I get these changes, but yeah, it's not shows that it merged by the recursive strategy. So it it's not show any warning, any problem conflict, and it means that changes that was made, they it it it's like a there was no overlapping lines of code, so it's really no conflicts, so it's even not showing any files here. And but yeah, now we can check again status, and yeah, so now I can push one more time, and yeah, so now it's merged in a dev, so everything fine. One very useful command is list of branches, like that. Okay, and yeah, so it's just short info about the branches, hashes, and comments that you put in. So that's why it is important to put significant, I mean meaningful comments to the commits, so we can see it in a list and quickly understand what was done last time. So yeah, and now there is one mark like a behind one in main. I can specifically pull main branch. I can check out to main branch and pull, or I can even pull pull all, I think, and just update all branches from remote. And if we check one more time, well, it's still showing in the main. Okay, I'm not sure, so let's check out main and check out. Yeah, so somehow it said yeah, it wasn't pulled when I asked for all, so I don't know. But yeah, basically I just need to check out to this branch, like a switch to this branch, and then pull inside, and then yeah, so for now I can see changes. Well, I cannot see changes, but I can see a latest version of the code. So I probably cannot compare it somehow, but so what we can do now, so it's like one more changes, and as I said, we can from this point we can check out we can create branch which we called like a spaghetti, right? Oh, wait a second, wasn't copied. Spaghetti. Okay, spaghetti extra. So yeah, one more branch that contains like a really latest changes in the main branch. So yeah, now we have this spaghetti. It's like a previous rework file, and then rework.js is just one more step after. So yeah, now the thing it's I only create it locally, so I need while I'm okay, now I'm in main, so I need again, so I need to switch to check out. Yeah, as well in this branch command, there's more switches, like you can create branch and immediately switch to it. So it will be similar to check out with this new branch. So for now I just do it manually, and then we can push from this branch to synchronize with remote. And because it remote will don't have this branch yet, so when we run, yeah, we get this message. So we need to set upstream to this to same we need to set flag set upstream to this push. So when then we link, like a sort of link this local branch with remote. And in this case, yeah, it just will be pushed to remote. So if we can check it in a GitHub. So now there is yeah, all the branches now exist in remote. And okay, so we create all the things that we want to save, and now we simply can continue to work in a dev branch. So yeah, here we done, and nothing else required. So now we simply jump to check out dev. Oh, check out. Right, that's it. And yeah, so now I have my latest version that I was working on, and also because we made this merge with changes of my friends, so there are some new code somewhere exist that he has added. And I think yeah, as well, there is a way in this it's, I think, not extension, I guess it's like a Git becomes extension by default in VS Code, I think. I'm not sure, but yeah. And so anyway, in this panel for Git as well, you can see commits in and tree, source tree, and then as well changes in what changes was made in the specific commit. So now, I mean, because if I see in the code there will not be any marks, any highlights, I yeah, just like I need to find some piece of code and understand that it's not my code. But in a story of Git, you immediately you for any actually for any commit, you can see changes that was between yeah, files in yeah, and users that work with them. So yeah, and here I see, well, hidden lines, but I guess maybe I don't know. I'm not sure about well, yeah, it can scroll. No, it can change this line, but it's not scrolling for some reason. I'm not sure if there is more yeah, like it's showing some hidden lines, but I'm not sure if it's all changes. Well, maybe I need to check something where it was more, but yeah, okay. So well, yeah, yeah. So really, when there is more changes, it's all scrollable. So yeah, basically in this example, like we really can see that it's just like a one piece of code here, there, and like not really much. And yeah, so that's it. And with this tool, it's quite handy to see all of these differences quite quickly. So you can basically you can see story of all the changes, just like a walk through all of this and understand what really was done. So yeah, I think uh, I think that's enough knowledge about Git for now. And yeah, you just can continue on the way and really dive dive a bit deeper when you just using it a bit more. And yeah, so for now we are ready, and we're ready to continue. So yeah, let's just let me check trailer quickly. So we said we need to, okay, we start with splitting into modules. Yeah, and that's what we want to check. And okay, yeah, I will open application again and prepare. And so yeah, so for now I already changed this. I just removed one single module. Yeah, everything related to API into separate file. I trying to reuse it in a main file. I'm not sure if it's all correct, but yeah, we need to check it in application. So let's jump to browser and refresh. Okay, uncount cannot import statement outside a module. Okay, so yeah, possibly. Okay, I need to recheck information about usage. And as well, I need to check this piece of code. So yeah, I'm probably okay. Here is just src js main, and we use it inside main, which is not yet module. Okay, so let me quickly check this information about modules again. Sorry, where am I? Yeah, okay. Yeah, relative. This is not really clear. And then oh yeah, index main modules comes where. Okay, nice. They so again, well, I better I show it because it's again quite handy. So in MDN network, they have this basic example structure, and yeah, so this is pure nice example, like almost similar to what we have. So there is index HTML, some main.js file, and modules. And I don't even going to dive into next description, but we can simply check source code, and this is even better. So first we check, okay, so in the main in HTML they using type module. This is very important. It's first difference. So let's jump to our script tag and add a type module. I'm not sure if differ still available, if it's yeah, like a compatible with type in the same time, but yeah, again, maybe we will see some messages about it. This is first step. I think probably everything else was uh, correct. So yeah, that's again, I just show oh, wait a second, code, yeah, I forgot to jump. So yeah, that's the line what I add to script tag, and now we can reload page again and check if it's working or not yet. Okay, so access to script JS made from origin move and load by course policy. Oh, that's interesting. Oh no, I have some extension for course. I think, yeah, that's exactly what can help us. But normally, yeah, it shouldn't be like that. And yeah, course, it's another one topic. Let's check it first. Oh, second, I need to cut cache and other load. Well, nothing changes from origin move. This is a little bit strange. So, okay, default type module JS main. Wait, console. Okay, so something is not yet working, and was it blocked here or no? Oh, okay. Let's check. Oh, main.js. Okay, so it even cannot load main.js in a such situation. Well, problem could be that yeah, we're not really we are not using localhost really, and it's local file. So I think course strictly not allowed to make such a call now. Probably we simply can add one endpoint in backend and run, but yeah, instead of returning JSON, we just will return index.html file. So then run, we can run we can run, oh my god, I forgot what I talked about. I just looked in the chat and completely forgot. Well, so let's check documentation and oh, wait a second. I got some messages. Where is that? Ah, okay. I think that's good. No. Well, yeah. Okay, sorry guys. I was disturbed a little. Yeah. So let me check one few more things. Okay. So anyway, at first we have this type module. Right now, let's check how they use it in JS and in how other yeah module class looks like. So in main.js, yeah, it's normal import from okay modules. It's relative path, and yeah, they use some names like and from. I don't know why we don't have any warning about we, but yeah, we even for now we even cannot load main.js, not even module. So oh, that's something different. And let's check some these modules as well, just some of them, and yeah, they have function and just export them, and it's very clear. There is no object, no, but here maybe okay, name and function, and then okay, here they export this specific yeah, name functions, everything just by name, and also export default random square, and this is yeah, function name. Okay, this approaches as well, like when you read about export and export default and the differences, you can understand how you can use this module when you import it. And yeah, as well, I think we can check it once again in a main.js because it should looks different way. So yeah, there is exports from canvas by names. It's then same for by names what was exported from square, and random square is export default. So that's also interested. Okay, so export default, it's always exporting only single object. It's like you can use this command only one time. Export you can use few times or pass a few objects, but export default it's always some single entity, single object. So that's yeah, a little difference, and but okay, well, inside it's just everything very clear. And maybe we at first let's check main. So we have import, and let's say yeah, okay, it's maybe better. I don't know why. Maybe we can make this API role. But yeah, again, so now I think yeah, far. I jump a bit far. I will need a module examples. Yes. Oh, wait a second. Even not like the basic modules. Yeah, wait a second. So basic modules, it's yeah, it's very simple example, and here they have more. Okay, basic classes, dynamic module, impulse module. Okay, and yeah. So well, we'll run the example live. Yeah, it's what happened when we run, but still they using web server and we using local files, so that might be difference. And okay, and obviously I cannot apply this course plugin because it's I think it's not even, it's not a network request, it's a request to file system. So we definitely need to move our front end into server side, and yeah, I think okay, we can try to make it a very simple way as a suggest. So we only need to no, wait a second. One, if we have a request for index HTML, then all the consequent requests to lib and image and fonts, yeah, it also should be done through the well, so okay, we need some very simple web server, I think, for now, for testing, for better understanding of usage. And well, okay, one more thing before we do this, I still want to check let's check quickly this example from MDM. So basically we can make well, it's probably too big, very big repository, but okay, never mind. Yeah, so I just gonna quickly check exactly same example from MDN, and to do that I need to get this repository, and yeah, let me do that. Okay, yeah, so git clone and JS examples. Oh well, it's not really big repository. It's only it's really small actually. It's less than 1 MB. Perfect. Okay, so now I want to run this exact basic modules example in a browser, and yeah, so that's what I meant. I want to be sure that it's exactly same issue, right? Yeah, exactly same issue. So main get course error, and this happened because yeah, we run through the file system. We run it through the file system, not through the network. So we cannot apply course at all to like this such a handling of the HTML page in a browser. This situation as well, it's showing like uh, browser have some different uh, rules how it could apply some yeah, whatever used in a page and scripts, depending on where source of this document coming from. So for network, it's obviously it can check like some domain, like this local host. It's also different restriction for for local host, for some internet and like local net addresses. And yeah, under the hood, browser already always makes some validation and set up some restrictions. So then we can see that there is errors. We cannot use this example out of the box just as is from file system. So for that we need some like a very simple web server that can handle all of our files. And yeah, there's many examples like in many languages or languages with some frameworks or libraries, they have some minimal like a one-line web server. So I even not going to like create something set up, just will Google for such exact example. And so yeah, I just start like that, ask like that web server, and okay, HTTP server global. HTTP server one of the standard library, and yes, so from root project, yeah, and basically that's common. So that's what we can do. I'm using Yarn in my development, so command would be similar, and maybe I even already have this HTTP server. So let's check it in VS Code. I will create new terminal in WSL subsystem, and yeah, yeah, because I keep all of the some of the development stuff I keep in WSL. I remove my standalone installation in Windows. It's like I would say in my experience that on Windows it's always something not working, and you can spend hours to figuring out what is that. And yeah, it's like a really, it's a big headache. And WSL subsystem like a really with the time it becomes better, and it have more support with like this Linux and POSIX standard. And so yeah, developing under WSL at least in many points becomes more easier. And but still it has some like unsolved things about file system, about this caching, heavy usage, and yeah, a lot of things, but mainly that's fine. And I also heavily move into containerized development, like I using containers, local dockers. And yeah, this as well can keep your machine clean. And you just use it like a ready to use container with all dependencies that you want to uh, consume in your application. So yeah, it's another topic for development and usage of containerized application as well. And yeah, so for now I will run it through the WSL. And I have yarn. And yeah, it's a same command as I see in a browser, but not for npm, but for yarn package manager. Again, so for the moment we have three modern npm package managers for Node and JavaScript. And it's classical npm, then yarn, and like some remake of npm, pnpm. So it's completely question of yeah, like of choice. Normally you can use all of them in the same time. There's little difference, you also can get it on the way. And uh, so but yeah, like most of the commands, they quite similar. All this add, install, remove, require, it's quite similar. And all of them managing package and dependencies. So for now I was using global storage for like not related to any projects. And here we even don't have a package JSON in a main folder, so I set up this package globally. And yeah, now I have this HTTP server. And so basically to run all the code through the web server, we can now jump to our folder with a front end. And then it was HTTP server. Yeah, we have this command here, and a and localhost. I think that's it. So yes, and it just start processing files in this folder. And we have index, so normally browser should redirect to index, or yeah, it should detect this index file, I think. Anyway, if it's not detect, we just can request full URL. So for now, let's check this address in web browser. So purpose was to run our application now in this this time. Okay, yeah, perfectly. It handle index HTML file automatically. So now we run it through the local host, and this yeah, some random port that it's set up 8080. I mean, not really random, but like one of the and so yeah. Now we have a 3 version of application. So it's just it's still first version, original version, and this is with current updates, but both of them we request through the file, so it's not really network request. And here okay, yeah, so here we run now through the local host, and in fact we don't see, well, let's just request one more time. In fact we don't see yeah, we don't see errors about main.js, but now it's something about lib API, right? Okay, so at least we a little bit move forward, and now we know that our main file was loaded normally. There is no errors. So yeah, that was main purpose why we start using web server to handle this file. So, and this as well, this means that again, and they mentioned here in AW3 school that modules only work with HTTPS protocol. A web page opened via file protocol can use import export. So it's just by design. So you shouldn't worry about it. If you like really cannot run through the file and like try to start trying thinking like how to run, how to avoid this error, whatever, you shouldn't. You have not to do this because it's just not available. It's by design, it's working like that. So yeah, and again, like all the time when you dive in documentation, you can see these little things, so you can understand like really how it's all supposed to be used, and that's why all the time we need to like just recheck some information on online, on web, on this. And most of the request about like a JavaScript, web, HTML, CSS will lead to this AW3 school or some of related portals, and MDN, Mozilla Developer Network. So, and this is like really just like quite solid source of truth about all the related things, all the related technology, and yeah, everything about web. So okay, so we can move forward, and let's check now. We get another error. We get error about API. So I think it's basically just because we have a URL without extension. So I can quickly check it in fix in a source code even without switching. And let's update this and check it again. Yeah, clean. Oh, wait a second. Couldn't establish connection. Localhost. Oh, something happened to. Okay, I think. Yeah, we can check which server and. API. Yeah, well, it's a request without extension, so yeah, that's why it's not working. Again, when you get some errors, it's always useful to check your running server. So yeah, you can see like if something goes wrong, you can see what happened. And yeah, so I already updated this part to have an API.js file, and JS lib API. Yeah, it looks correct, but I still don't have a request here. So okay, let's update one more time. Yeah, so uh, I think this happened. It's also quite important note. So now we are using network request, and it means then that browser now start caching this HTML files, scripts, whatever, by some of the rules or how we set up caching in a document. So, and that means that most likely uh, there is still no changes in the file, and it is using local well, last version. So let me check this API. Yeah, I think that's the reason. Okay, maybe now it's better. Yeah, we get some log message. Well, now I just refreshed with a control, so and force like a reload without cache, and it think that's, yeah, then it move forward, and we still have some errors, and let's check what's that. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's interesting. I think it's still some weird stuff about. Okay, deferred type module. Yeah, well, that's at least this is working. Then yeah, we have main.js and this part, and because we got this message, it means that we somehow jump to our main main part, where we have, yes, this one. We already got this server URL log message, and then something happened. Something next wasn't working. Let's figure out what. Yes, something main and API. Okay, uncount in progress. Okay, pull data. And pull data, I still have this function here. Yeah, it is. And okay, we can now try to debug that, at least to understand if we really run inside. Oh well, skip. Yeah, so we have this codes log, so fine. Then pull data. Yeah, we got into pull data. Okay, and well, let's check what happens next. Well, I need to check API get class. But okay, so let's say object server URL is not defined. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, this is error. This is next error that happened inside API modules, right? And we are consuming this server URL variable. Oh, by the way, here's even without any, how you say, string templates. Yeah, so but I think it's a base yeah, get line, so it have no anything. So okay, that's fine. And we so now we need to rebuild this thing to use constant from inside API library as well, or we can completely move these variables constants inside the module. So yeah, it might be well. Okay. Normally, when we create such modules, we initialize it. We store this variable inside, but we can initialize before we use it. So yeah, I think yeah, maybe we even will make it like that. It will be better. It will be good practice. And so let's say we have a, but it will be not const but variable. It's a little bit. Wait a second. We create object, so well we can have variables outside our object. We can make init one more function which actually will initialize this internal variable. And okay, normally we should change it to variable style, but yeah, it's more like a constant, but not really. So URL, and yeah, this we will skip, and basically we will say so server base URL is equal to URL, and then we need this string here. So yeah, okay, we initialize these two internal variables, and yeah, this we even don't need. So, and this only thing that we have to pass to our API before we make any call to it. So okay, now we can jump to our main code. So okay, we have this like model, whatever initialization, and okay, let's say we call it just here API init, and then okay, by the way, you see it's already showing like that we expect to have URL here because we yeah, it's what we defined here. So it's like a very handy to quickly understand what you actually want to pass there. Okay, so that's it. So what we done now, we before we're gonna use API, we want to init it, right? And then we can consume some functions, and we can make one more function, handy functions to check something. And yeah, so I turn this what we have in a constant, I turn it into variable. So we set up it in this call init, and but okay, so this means that any calls to create client, update client, if we try to call it before init, that means that we will have error because these variables, they are not defined, and we try to fetch something from code. So okay, so in this case we will throw errors, and then we can see that it's yeah, like a not defined URL. And I mean, okay, so it might be good place to create one more function that first it checks if this URL set up or not, and if it's not set up, it's throwing some exception like but with meaningful message like your API library is not configured, something like that, right? So I mean, this is just a good practice to make like a more informative error messages again, but in a serious projects you probably need to do like that, and in our case I think we will skip it for now, because anyway fetch, as we can see, fetch with undefined not configured URL just will throw some message. Anyway, we handle it, so that's enough for the moment. But second thing, it's actually these log messages, right? So we are using this variable inside module, but we never define it. And again, we actually, so simply when if we declare it, we can have all the code exist as before, but this variable is not defined, and again, it's a good candidate to for like a to be another parameter that we pass to init to the init call. So let's say logs, well, logs, URL logs, log messages. I don't want to call it same name, but okay, let's say yeah, just logs for sure now. And so now log messages we will set up to logs. So, and in this case, yeah, I don't need to change any code, like it's just exists exactly as I copy pasted from the main. So we still have same functionality. Now yeah, we can check just the extra check carefully one more time if we forgot something, if we have some links to like a global object or something like that. So yeah, we pass in client and callback just arguments, so we supposed to be it to be some specific structure, and callback is yeah just our like a handlers when routine finished. Okay, so now we substitute log messages with something that we initialize from outside when we call first time, so it also should be available. And again, so for now all these calls is quite simple, we don't have anything. And yeah, okay, error and cleanup callback, yeah, let's see. So I think yeah, everything looks fine, and so for now we need to add second argument to the init, and that it will be still same log messages. So yeah, so difference now that we are passing logs that we want to use into our module, and it just yeah, just adding some messages there as before. And yeah, again, it's not really, it's for the moment it's not really nice example, and it's in real world there are much more like an advanced approach, like inversion of control, dependency injection, and like it's more higher level of abstraction, and all objects that you create, classes, and it's again it's a real object-oriented programming, more fit for all such patterns. So we not really create exactly same thing. We still trying to keep everything simple, just like using some vanilla plain JavaScript. And but still, it's like some first steps when to understanding how you can connect your different parts of application and not create like this really heavy dependencies, heavy really and coupled and tangled code. So yeah, that's it. And like a idea basically is that you pass in some object with interfaces that you expect you can consume, you can use. So like a log messages in our example, it's a simple array, as I remember, right? Yeah, it's just array of some data, and but we're supposed to push into this array errors in like just JavaScript errors object that is generated, this class generated in exception. So mainly when we catch exception, we passing it to the error. So even like a array is a variable, but we can look at it as an object with some interfaces. And basically it has interfaces like a push, pop, like some operation, sort, whatever, and it's storing some data. So it might be, in some other examples, it might be more complex, complex object, complex classes that you can create and also pass in some similar way, or even like with yeah, like some sort of magic, like a dependency injection and all such a tricks. And yeah, then entire architecture becomes even more nice and clean. And yeah, so it's just some ideas like how to where to move forward, and like how to understand how it's all happened. So, and yeah, for now we have something more simple example. And so yeah, this at these steps we set up everything correctly, and we can check one more time in a in our application if it's so working fine or still not yet. Okay, pull data, jump, yeah, get client, get clients. Okay, one thing. Okay, counting from server URL is not defined. Oh, wait a second. So again, control update. Well, not yet. Wait a second. But it already was in server URL. Well, okay. So now it's in main, right? Well, so for the moment, again, I just comment this line in a main file. But yeah, so that's another question, like where to really store um, uh, like your constants, your configuration for application. And again, it might be some extra files, it might be some global object, whatever. But if you want to reuse your constants in a different part of application, again, it should be implemented as like some module that you can import from every file where you need it. And yeah, then browser and this JavaScript engine will do all the rest, and like it just use it really one time. So yeah, that's the thing about constant. And for now, I just remove it, and yeah, let's update one time. Okay, and what happened? It's still not defined. Well, I need control one more time. Control update. Oh yeah, okay. So okay, nice. So we jump to a little, yeah, jump. Oh, okay. Actually, we got all the data. Ah, really? Oh yeah, yeah. That's nice. Okay, so I don't know why I have some errors here. Undefined. Okay, well, favorite icon, we just don't have it. That's fine. And this request was done from API and like a first time. Well, it's still strange. Then it load all the things, but for the moment it don't have it. Okay, let me check. Why it's happening like that. Well, maybe I just need to reload. Let's check one more time. I'm not sure if it was some error, some old errors. Yeah, well, it's still from API call, like a first call. Oh, that's very funny because yeah, now we can see so set up correct. So okay, so at some moment we got this call happened before we really initialize module. So okay, let's recheck code one more time. Maybe I really forgot something called data. Well, of course, yes, sure. I call API init after we made a poll data, and poll data already consume API. Well, poll data, yeah, poll data actually consume API. So yeah, it's API get clients, right? So yeah, that's again, that's what I mentioned about, and I made this mistake myself. So yeah, now we move init before, and after that we should have proper polling process, and everything else should work as before. So we can jump one more time and update everything. And well, okay, maybe I even remove this endpoints or breakpoints. And okay, let's check it one more time. Okay, here's everything nice, and yeah, it's only about favorite icon. And that's even, well, that's very weird. It's yeah, I don't know why it happened here in a comment. It's really weird. And well, once again, unchecked runtime last couldn't establish connection received and doesn't exist. Yeah, well, that's really some weird error in a browser. I guess we can skip it for now as well. Maybe it's something related to localhost again. I'm not sure. And we can close eyes about that, and about well, we can add some favorite icon as well, but we can see that there is no other errors, so our main code is working. And as well, we can see all the changes. So well, okay, so now we can walk through next part. And yeah, from origin okay, so well, now we get another issue because we are making our request, we're running our code in on a port 8080. So we have a front end, only this HTML file and JavaScript with all these forms, right? And we making request to our backend, which we run in a port 3000, like here, right? We still have it. And so this is a pure situation when we making cross-domain requests. So yeah, this errors happened when we don't have specific headers set up in our backend, and in a network request, I think we can find this request for patching, and then if we inspect headers, oh well, actually it's even, yeah, it's not returned anything. Well, let me check here. Okay, response header, I guess, yes, it was pre-flight and it's like a real data. And so, however, here it's showing options, not page, right? And yeah, okay, so it's a access control over origin, it's a response. Wait a second, so I guess in yeah, in backend we we had some course, like a really very simple implementation, I think, and yeah, course headers. So actually, yes, that's what server should return, and in fact, that should be enough for request. But somehow it wasn't working. I don't know why. So yeah, origin star means like it's a pattern, so we can get have requests from anywhere. Wait a second, but I think maybe there is something about localhost, like you need to implicitly edit the origins. Okay, let me check, I'm not sure about it. And yeah, and one more thing, it was I guess I oh, not this, I have this right. Oh, maybe without plugin. Let me try one more time. Oh, right. Yeah, actually, I messed up. I just forgot that I have that I have this plugin course. So in fact, yeah, no, everything fine. We have all these headers, but when we don't have it, I can use extension to like fake, to make a fake like a, just modify request. So this helps, but in this case we shouldn't use it, and so we should disable this course specific plugin. So, and that's it. So I mean, yeah, we can see that those parts working, and maybe I try to again to add someone and check if, yeah, okay, we still have this functionality. We can delete, right? Yeah. So yeah, there is in demonstration you can see that, yeah, we have this timeout like every 5 seconds. So but we didn't poll data, like we didn't enforce to poll when we make any operation like changing and deleting. So this probably could be a good place when we can request implicitly again update of the data, and then yeah, now I guess we have this successfully separated code for API, which now it just exists in a module, in a nice module that, yeah, have some interfaces, and it's a good example how you can split your code. Now basically, yeah, we can well, it's index from where, what, create server, okay, let's see. It's a backend. Let's see, just move here. So as well, we can continue, we can check more functions, and probably we can as well, we can move something in a specific module, and yeah, maybe we just edit a bit later. For now, I think that's enough only for API. Draw table and okay, so create update mode, show delete mode, add contact. Okay, add contact. It's like a some tool. It's a dynamic adding dynamically contact with basically only contact UI, right? So it's something similar to draw table, but yeah, as well. We have to think about names one more time because again, like a draw table, it's not really drawing. We build it. We built full entire table with uh, like a not implementation with specific views of our um, clients, our data, and as well we also making some binding of event handlers. So yeah, now well, okay, probably we don't need to separate some more functions now. I guess that's enough for now. Yeah, we can create some more modules again a bit later. So yeah, okay, let's check what's next. Okay, so next was we can mark split code into modules for now, like done. And next was collecting contacts dynamic. So now we can add contacts to the model form like the same way as before. It don't have some validation and this changing of drop down list which exclude current value. So yeah, such a part I can left for my friend for yeah, he can try to implement it again just in existing code. I will not do that at all. And so let's collect our data for contacts. So yeah, when we add contact, basically in this function we create some UI and as well we added some handlers. It's like they all self-sustainable. Like we have delete buttons that just remove entire block with contact, and everything else, I guess, well, we don't have any other interactivity, I think. Yeah, just only remove button, and that's it for now. So when we want to have a contact, uh, we only need to gather current setup values in a model window when people create all this contact and like its setup type and values. So and we need to gather these values and add um, to the client object when we going to make update. So basically when we press submit button, it's a handler for submit button. When yeah, it's this one when we call in the end when we call yeah, update client or create client. So in Yeah, in the previous session, I attach client object to our model. So it was this specific way how we can actually realize what we're gonna do. It's just showing setup mode uh, which we're gonna use when we handling data and showing model. And so this client, uh, when it contains data, it's populated from our backend from API. So it may contain contacts as an field of array, and is, but when we want to gather this information, we getting it from our UI, not from this real context. So yeah, here we just set up as an object. Actually, it should be array, more correct. Even if we set up empty array, just to show which sort of data we expect to have here, and then yeah, so we need to gather. And as you remember, so when we add contacts, we were using the name, the accessor contact container, right? And yeah, it's oh no, wait a second, I'm lying. That's what we create. Yeah, basically that's all what we create, and we finally add everything to yeah, client contacts, which is global variable, and we just access it yeah, like in the end of the script. So we attach everything to client contacts, and yeah, that's when we get access, when we init it in very first step of our script. And so so basically now we can um, jump again to the update create function, and we can try to gather all of this data. But to do that, we probably, it's better to transfer it to make it again in a function. So we have add contact, right? And we can have function that we call get contacts. And again, so here about naming, we have to like we have to understand that this data it it can follow some. Oh, wait a second, I need to switch to call. So this data can follow some flow, and yeah, in our case, we already have a backend by which we can send from our request and get it in a response. So there is temporary data, but then we set up it to some variable inside our application, and this is also not the end, because from this variable we finally populate it into UI, into dynamic elements that we built on the page. And so like a data always passing through this like a chain of different parts of our application until we have it in on a screen and can interact with it. So same way, if you're gonna move it into another direction, so we need to follow all the chain back. And so then like when you have a name for a function like a get contacts, it's not really clear we getting it from where. So it's better to add some more descriptional names. So, and basically, yeah, this at least that will show us like a really from where we get gathering this data. So I suggest to name function get context from UI. So it means like a really we getting it from UI from model that we have. Maybe even we can say from model, uh, and even because we have the name for this model, which was create update client, right? Model create update client. Well, maybe it's too long, but yeah, and we have only two models, so we can left it as this. But at least yeah, this show us where what we trying to achieve, and then so we have this global client context. Uh, container, div container, and we need to walk through its elements and move it into object that we suspect to pass to the payload to the request. So there is a simple key value object, and I mean array of key value objects. So that's what we're gonna achieve in the end, and like it succeeds in response. Let me check somewhere. Yeah, so as a sample, I just copy paste some sample about. Oh, oh, I don't have contacts. Okay, well, we add some contacts. Okay, I jumped here and then clients one more time, and yeah, so it's contacts type value. Okay, and that's what I need, and maybe I even make it like that comment. So that's what we want to achieve. And again, sometimes like I'm showing in this copy paste snippets of even not a code or data, like what we want to achieve, and it's mm, like it's not really necessary all the times move such a piece into your code and then follow it, but it may be also handy like sometimes really like if you try to refactor something, or just you need some structure just behind your eyes, like to see what you want to use or not. It's a good way just copy paste something temporary, and then when you're done, when you complete with all your edits that you require, you just remove, and that's fine. So it's like your text files must be like a canvas for artists. You will work, you will put much more layers of different paints before you got your masterpiece. So okay, that's what we got gonna to achieve, and that's where we're gonna get it from. And because we renamed this well, gave a name like that to that function, then I think it's also better to rename add contact, because it's not clear where we're gonna add it to. So, and here we can yeah, we can write like a vice versa, add contact to model. So here we get in contacts from model, and here we add in one contact to model. So yeah, now it becomes a little bit more clean in which direction we move in data. So at least we know that it's not adding contact to the contacts array of client, right? It's adding contact to model, so to UI. Yeah. So okay, now we simply can so we need to pick up types and values of these elements that we add dynamically, and we already have a reference to container which contains it. So for this task, it's also quite handy to use some selectors when you target, like a you with okay, there is CSS selectors. It's also something called XPath and techniques when you like create sort of filtering of your entire HTML elements, entire DOM, to gather just exact elements, like as you know they exist on your page. So in this example, I mean, in this case, what I mean, it's like yeah. So when I have this form and I build now all the contacts dynamically based on data in a context, we get all of these items as yeah, as such containers. They all completely similar. They all made by like a by templates, and so it means that final data that we have here. Okay, maybe I think no, actually even selected. Yeah, it is selected. So basically we need a value for selected options and value inside input. That's it. And so a handy way is just to have a selector for exactly these values. And let me check. It was no, not here. Yeah. So in developer mode, they have it looks like jQuery, but it's not. It's another. It's internal access. It's quite similar to jQuery, and you can check some selectors. And so for now, yeah, let's try to find. So we have, let's say we have client context, right? Client context, it's ID and yeah. Then we have nested select with options with selected true attribute. So for that, I think it should be option selected true, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it's nothing was found. Okay, again, so for that, I always forgetting these things, and we simply can check CSS selector reference. So I quickly can check. Yeah, so that's about nesting and like a polling and whatever. So all elements with name, with both name. Okay, this is that's like an and then yeah, nested parents, and inside well, okay, maybe I need to have all elements. Okay, let's play around a little bit, and let's play around option Okay, yeah, so we got options selected true. Okay, only one, right? And oh no, not one. Well, right. We have a three. We have a three options. So we have three selected options. And well, okay. So that's not yet what we need. And I mean, in our array, we got option, but we want to know its value, right? So it's like a yeah, okay, in the HTML VK label VK. So this is first one, right? And yeah, it should have some like a value or something. But again, so there's selector, and in a selector as well, we can even ask like a value or something, and it's some like a pseudo classes, I think. Let's check it. Selection, target, where it well, not yet. Link marker. Mm, attribute value. Well, attribute value is a filtering, but and that's what we done. But I need a value. Well, okay. Well, anyway, at least yeah, we get this array of required elements for options, and similarly you can have same um, for I need to check again this code. So for basically for uh, yeah, input element, so it should be same container, but now we're checking input, right? Yeah, again three elements, so it's corresponding elements. Yeah, so like with such as selectors, we it's like a request. It's so similar to SQL request, let's say, but like you selecting not from database but from your DOM tree, and if you know this syntax, like you can target exact elements that you need, and then you don't need to walk through next to like some sub elements, chats, whatever, unless you really require it for some reason. So if you just need some values, it's best like a more fast way to get something. So yeah, but this things, it's pure CSS selectors, and now we need to check how we can use it in a JavaScript, and by the way, where variable instead of value custom property. um, by the way, just to check quickly. mm, oh well, it's a little bit different. It's a definition. Yeah, it's not what I need. And filters, well, not sure, but let's check what they have. DOM document query selector, right? jQuery DOM selector. Okay, so yeah, we can use it we can consume it via jQuery. We still can use, yeah, actually this query selector. Now finally we come to the query selector. So document, well, yeah, basically same. I mean, this is just the syntax sugar. So same things that we have here, it might be simply document query selector. Yeah, well, almost the same. Query selector all. So yeah, we will. Yeah, that's now it's array. Okay, so well, now but we had an array of input, and it's a little bit, yeah, I don't like that we need two pass or two arrays. Well, let's check one more thing. It's probably possible. Query selector all values. Let's check what they say. Get values from multiple selections in the query selector all. Right. So yeah, the problem is that the query selector returns array of elements, right? And we don't have directly values. So like here in example, yeah, they showing like they got getting some data, then walk through and access specific field name and then nested elements, which probably is not really nice. So well, okay, actually, okay, we can do a little bit different way. Span data. Okay, let me check one more thing. Span data 01, span data 02. Okay, well, I think it's one, not really the issue, but well, okay, check. Yeah, we can do so. We can better. We will use it in a nested. Like we better use query selector 2 times. So okay, let me show what I mean. Yeah, we can first check again everything in a browser. So let's inspect one more time. We have this client context, right? This is our initial element, and then so let's say I go through these elements and then div, right? Div. Okay, div inside. Yeah, we have a 3 div, and then yeah, and so every it's just HTML element. Oh well, actually it's even have a wait a second. Oh, that's very interesting because wait, it's oh my god, it's a request from log from network request, and so it's like real data, but I thought it's just data connected to what I requested with query selector. So yeah, it just goes crazy. Yeah, that's what I want to check in fact, and add ID form, right? And then yeah, okay, some nested elements. So we can do it even in a one-liner, I think. So for each, and then we can say we have a item, right? And then what we're gonna do with this item, and here we will say console log, right? And So now item is a HTML element, so it also have same query selector. It should have, I believe. It should have query selector to select, just make same selection, but not from document like here, but from this specific element. So now we just dive into nested element, and basically, yeah, so like we getting not from client context but from this input, and now we have to gather two values. So again, one will be options, selected option, and then some data that we can get from there, and second is input. But this time we can do it in just in one approach. So okay, so let's request option selected, and yeah, so again we do some debug, and like we can say type, then yeah, for now it will be object or selector, and not all but only one, and well, it should be only one, and then value, and so again, so now we do second request on item, and but we want to gather input, right? Input, let's see. Okay, I forgot something, and yeah, I think it should be one. No, wait a second. Selector for each. Okay, for each, then console log, item query selector 1, item query selector 2. Okay, so this is the end of console log, and then it's also the end of for each. Okay, now, yeah, perfect. So yeah, now you can see there is type vk, right? Type phone, and then values. Well, it's not showing values, it's showing like as an object. So now we only can we can repeat same, and so for input we can say value, and for options we can use well as well value, right? Value. Okay, nice, perfect. So type vk asd phone 111 phone 123 123. Okay, perfect. So one line of code, and yeah, that's enough. And so now we jump back to coding and get contacts from model. So here we go. So our query selector for client context div was done for inside document, but actually we already have a client context which is referencing to our this container. So in fact we can request only divs from that part, and so yeah, and last thing, so we have a console log. Well, let's do a bit more convenient. Yes, so well, it's also not really nice, but anyway, so we gathering, we already get this data, and we have this function, so we can take contacts, let contacts, and we need to have a array in the end, right? Like a right here, right? And so array of objects. So that's what we're gonna to return contacts, right? Okay. And so here we want to fulfill these contacts with our data. I think for now we can keep login here, and yeah, so we have all the values, and basically what we need is to contacts push, and then yeah, that's what we need. We need to push object. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Right, and yeah, don't need all of that. Okay, context push. So type. So as we see in okay, I get it from I don't get it from browser quickly, and yeah, this was our results. So to be sure, so type double key, it's a small, so but okay, and yes, so value was this attribute inside options, but here in type it's using label, so instead of type item query selector value, we will use text content. I think let me check one more time in this browser snippet code. Oh, yeah, okay, value. So text content, right? Yeah, perfect. And yeah, and second just value, so that's all fine. So we set it here, and here we set text content, right? So that's what everything that we need, and now we can remove all unnecessary thing, and yeah, that's enough. And now we have this function that create array of contacts existing in a model window that we're trying to access, and we're gonna use it in a code when we updating our contacts. So that's what we want to have, and same for update. Okay, so yeah, we already have all functionality for update and create. We just never pass these contacts really, and now we only fill this data, so we can check one more time our new version of application. So let's see, let's update everything, and let's say we're gonna add some new user, yes, and then we're gonna add some contacts, and we will change it to something, then yes, some phone, and maybe other, and blah Okay, so now we can try to send update again. It's working request, so but we gonna check if all this data really collected. So let's do that. Okay, so we send something, and yeah, that's perfect. We have new user, but we don't have contacts. And yeah, let's check it carefully. There was a post request, right? Okay, so contacts here is still empty. And yeah, I had this console message, but so we can check it one more time. And yeah, type. Okay. ah okay, that was when we add all the contacts. It's like just default values. Then client was successfully created. So actually, yeah, okay, we created. Fine, that's really nice. Here, yeah, right. So create client. Wait, so it's still contacts. Well, I think it's again just not updated yet. So we need to check this file once again. Okay, yeah, so now it's constantly you need to remember that when you're running your code in the browser, it might be more like it might have more side effects when you caching something, so you need to keep in mind. And like I use this hard reload, empty cache and hard reload, or set up some settings here in development panel. Otherwise, here you always can like expect to see updates, but it's not yet coming. So okay, let's try one more time and add some data. And okay, so yeah, now that was updated, maybe not really properly. Well, phone. Oh, wait a second, maybe I didn't change that, but let's try one more time. Well, yeah, I think something with the type, something wrong. Let me check network requests. So what we really passed there in a payload. Well, payload is there, right? Okay, so contacts. Okay, yeah, that's right. For some reason, it remains phone in for type. So, and is there any messages here? Phone, type phone. Okay. Well, then let me check quickly this function when we gather all the data. It's basically, yeah, query selector one, then okay, console log type and value, and type value. Yeah. So okay, so here's our login messages when we collecting data. And well, okay, phone, but it should be telephone, right? Let me check one more thing. Text content. So inspect, and yeah, okay, so let's check once again. We finding this selected option inside select box, and before we were using value, and this is phone. This is exactly what's logging here. But now, oh wait a second, type Oh, so now it's telephone. Ah, wait. There's this one and this one. So push contacts, push type value, text content, and okay, because yeah, sure. I didn't change text content value to text content in a login message. So in effect, it means that in log message we still have this phone, right, which is value, and but when we add it to when we push it as a text content, then we have really phone, and then finally when we pass it to let me check one more time. We pass it to the endpoint, it's still phone for some reason. Wait a second. So okay, maybe it's just because is it phone? Well, it's phone, but now it's not phone. Yeah, okay. Well, I just check them both when it's not first. Okay, both time phone, and then in a network payload as well. It's all sent as a telephone, right? First. Okay, so well, okay, so it's getting element. Okay, I got it. Just first select, not first option, not selected. So it means that we pass something. Okay, of course, selected equal to true should be right. Selected. Let us check. Selected. Yeah, selected equal to true. So that means that I need to fix this little. Well, let's fix this and select it. Yeah, true. And so same should be here. Yes, and now we can check once again. Update, change. But yeah, at least value, we can see that value is working. And well, what happened? Type value. Type form. Oh yeah, again it's form, still form. Okay, where was my code? It was get contacts from model, right? So get contacts from model. Yeah, here. So text contact. Well, okay. It's again not. It's not updated. So once again, show me. Yeah, okay. Now it's selected equal to true. One more time. Come on. And then another and email and let's go. Is it working? Updating? No. Um, well, phone, right. it's again showing first element. It's always showing first element. So okay, yeah, this means that I messed up something with selector, so I need to recheck once again. So we have okay, options, refined input inside well, I need to open that, and let's check one more time. So we have this div, we found input. It doesn't matter on which level, it's just found input, so it's only one, and that's fine. So similarly we can find select and options, right? So option selected true, right? Well, one more little check about oh, um, function and selectors, yeah, and selectors, yeah. So I wanted to check this, yeah, how it's working with attribute. Okay, probably I need to enclose it into quotes. I think so, right? Well, let's add this part as well. So double quotes, we use single outside, so right, and option selected, yeah, looks correct. So okay, one more time, and again we need to initially we need to check this thing that it's really updated. So yeah, now it's enclosed in quotes, and let's check again another, and okay, yeah, it's still form. So it can select this. However, here it was proper. No, it's also was form. Right. Well, okay. Text selected true. No, and no. By the way, I can check this three contacts, and now yeah. Wait a second. So here is it's showing WK proper way, and then phone. It's shown its proper way. Wait, okay, of course. Sure. That's not correct. So, let me explain why it's not working. Well, no, one more little detail. But why it's not working here? Because VK selected true value. No, actually here it was working, right? No, so here it's working because when we recreate elements, it's a debug from where? Actually, this is debug from add contacts to model, right? Yeah, okay, so every time we add contact to model, we correctly, well, because we're using contacts like a pure data, right? And then we show in contact right here, so yeah, it's all correct how it should be, and that's what we got from backend and populate to form, right? Okay, so but now when we doing vice versa, we got value. That's okay, but then when we trying to get text content, we actually getting text content, but we getting text content not from selected, but from first option. So that's only one difference. And so why that happened? Option. Oh, cannot read text content. No. Okay. Well, okay. In fact, we can yeah, type no. There is nothing, but it will show selected true. Well, yeah, it's found selected element. Value. What about value? Okay, value is yeah, it's not what we want. Text. Well, we also have text. Let me check. Facebook. It's still form for some reason. Look. Okay, value here is changed, but yeah, okay, so I think it's just some initial value, right? But not current value. And that means that oh, it's very interesting because it's a simple select and options. There is no any JavaScript, right? So well, okay, actually we can use value of select, and that will be current value, right? We don't need to search for selected, of course. It's much more easier if you just use we don't need options. We need select value, right? Well, select value is okay, value is text. Okay, so well, value is an index, right? And it's showing, yeah, it's not what we need, so well, select the true. Yeah, right. I think yes, it's only a little problem with this selection because it's like if it's selecting value that was initially set up, but anything user change in runtime is not really reflected. However, it's finding proper element. Wait. Select through telephone, right? But this is already not a telephone. Yeah. Well. Item query selector and that's very interesting, really. Like okay, if you cannot get it, just Google. Query selector, option I bet there was some issues with that, and maybe some explanation. I think, yeah. So there's the, yeah, it's exactly what guy tried to make. Well, it's he using selected, right? Not the true. By the way, and here is selected. But okay, options checked, check block radio and select. Okay, for now option checked. Select option selected index. Okay, and selected index value. And wow, that's also involved. It's all involved a bit JavaScript, and but I still trying to achieve it with a pure selectors. So well, okay, they use checked option checked. We can try that, and okay, luckily we can quickly check it in option checked, right? Okay. Oh, and so yeah, that's really interesting, because yeah, now it's reflect changes that I have, but before we selected true, which by meaning it's the same, but it's somehow showing yeah, okay, it's still phone, but if I use options check it, it's showing, yeah, another. Okay, that was easy. So basically I just changed these options to checked, and I think after that it should work. So okay, I updated, and let me see my contacts, right? Yeah, function. So let's update and check. Yeah, that's checked now. It's in a log. I still have all data, so it doesn't matter for now. And let's change it to email and WK, and then yeah, now it's working fine. So okay, now I believe all contacts sent properly, and yeah, so we have type email UK, all the data, and yeah, so that's it. I think we can say that we done with collecting contacts dynamically. That's done. And yeah, well, so a few more points left about validation, table filtering, and search functionality. Okay, let me switch back to front end, right? Yeah, well, let's make some more changes, and just to check some a bit more contacts. Yeah, by the way, what was happened? What will happen if we have field without data? If it still creates some more, or okay, I think now it has some error, right? And oh, okay, not everything field. Okay, so yeah, that means that we when we pass contacts here, we had some key value object with this defined type but without value, with empty value. So that's not possible, and yeah, we have error. So this as well is something that we have to handle somehow. And by the way, I think yeah. So we have update request. We can check something in. I want to check some log messaging, and yeah. So again, now it becomes also quite more easier to test some code. So I want to check, I want to test updating data, right? So I directly can switch to update client, and I can set up breakpoint here, and so yeah, I wanted to add some more context again, and I wanted to catch this log message actually. Yeah, so there's fetch, and oh, but we're not getting into this error block. Even thought we got well, okay, so because this response it let me check 422 unsupported unprocessable entity. So well, normally it's yes, this is error, and it should be handled like a error, so it should be passed down to that block where we catch an error, but somehow it not happened. Well, we probably not, okay, we're not passing here and here, and so well, okay, we had an unhandled exception. So actually, yeah, so that's it. And just when we're trying to fetch data, right? So okay, that's a little strange, because I suppose that catch block should handle this error, but it's not doing like that. Okay, well, that means that we not really properly handling our errors, and this as well, it's something that we need to solve. So basically I will add one more point, fix error handling. And well, again, that's a little part that might be isolated into separate module. And yeah, so for the moment I try to use this log message array as simplest way, like just some global variable where we store errors, and then we can somewhere show for user, or like in some special place, so like a debug mode element on a page, so we as a developer can use it to check all of those errors. And yeah, so and we need to properly handle it, and we need to properly handle page. Well, okay, I need to check some documentation again. Let's close some extra pages that we don't need to use. Yes, so everything that we don't need anymore, right? And yeah, so now we can check okay, this will can check. What was that? Fetch JavaScript fetch exception. So yeah, let's check how they handle it. And dispatch type which payload or payload fetch. And okay, and then catch error throw. So inject promise and catch error if start is not okay. We saw an exception in catch, but do not catch in a catch. Okay, catch throw, right? So only reject with the type when the network error occurs. Okay, so there is some, again, there is some explanation of fetch working and how it's throwing errors. So response on network errors, there's nothing to catch. You need to throw an error yourself to use promise catch. Okay, so that means well, okay, so if something wrong, if response not okay, then throw error. Yeah. Okay, so again, like always, you need to check some fresh documentations on topic when you're going to use something, because there might be different approach how you use fetch depending on version. And yeah, there is just some example, and they even not mentioned that. So well, at least here they show me something, but also it's so enclosed in a try catch block. However, yeah, and well, okay, I think I can follow this pattern at least. Then response okay, and if not, then throw error. And yeah, because so yeah, one little note again. When we send request with incorrect data and got this 422 response, yeah, unprocessable entry, it's like an error message. It's a group of error messages because it started from 4, but somehow yes, you know, generate error. Well, okay, let's quickly jump to the code. And so for now, I had this API calls, and when we try to update values, something wrong happened, and then we catching it here. But wait a second. So it was in get client. Yeah, I have used throw if response no okay, not okay, but in a then when we already get when we already get a response. So it means that yeah, like we possibly can use it in this callback, but we even not coming to this point. Well, actually we can check it. no, we come to call back, but mm, okay, a little modification, and let's turn it into some arrow function and just check something. So we still call this callback, but first we do some console log, and yeah, and because we still can have some data, right? Well, it should be response, I think. Well, just res console log res response. I think, yeah, that should be fine. So yeah, let's check it one more time and update client, right? Right. So we switch here one more time and finalize this, and but yeah, well, I did this. And so let's try to update some client and do something without data for now. Okay, yeah, so we got into response, but yeah, okay, here is a place where we actually can check HTTP errors. So, and then throw error. So, okay, at least we can just continue now, and yeah, it becomes a bit more clear. So really we need to follow this pattern, and basically how we did in get clients. Yeah, so similarly in a well in a get clients we have this block which throw error for HTTP. So we're still analyzing response from get client, and I mean it probably should be everywhere. Yeah, so it's just an extra block before we handling data and with a callback. So right, and everywhere else I don't have it. And we converting this to JSON. So well, okay, maybe I just add this and even turn it into. Oh, let me check. I can turn it into just response JSON, then response. Well, but we don't use it, and okay, I think we can make it like that simply. No, I don't like it. It's still, I think it's still better to yeah, have like a separate block. So we just do this checks for response first, and populate like a popping up some um, exception, and then in the next block we finally start using this callback. And yeah, that was for example, but we can just say it callback, right? Yeah, and so basically, yeah, just can add this block to every request that we have. So after every fetch, we still analyze. We will analyze response, and then we will pass in control to the next call. And so now, but yeah, now we as well, it's a pure place where which should be changed because it's all just duplicated now. This entire block duplicated, and so there is no obvious place where how we can change it right now, but you like if you dive into fetch function and its interfaces, there probably will be like some handlers or like process like some special callbacks that you can set up for every request, and then basically like some global functionality that you want to run all the times, you can attach one time to the library again and then just remove this entire code from everywhere. But yeah, so again, for now I'm not going to dive into this topic, and we let just as it exists now. And yeah, so we have to check it once again, and well, update first, then yeah, it's breakpoints now removed to another place. So we had this checks, right? Okay, so yeah, now I just trying to check error handling, and oh, that's interesting. So okay, right. So now it wasn't closed normally because flow was changed from this part like it was normal to the error. But in error, yeah, in the error we okay. That's by the way interesting because we passing something to close client here. This is that callback actually should be run properly. Ah, wait, but if we, yeah, okay, so when we throw this exception here, it means that we stop processing this block and we never call this block, and we only go into the cache. So okay, and that's the thing that I was, yeah, I added already to get clients. So in get clients, I have two callbacks, like a normal callback that we want to call when there is successful completion of the request, and cleanup callbacks is something that we want to call anyway in all the possible completion of our request. So basically, it's this last then and catch where we log in some message. So in other endpoints, I have only callback and well, client that we use as data. So we don't have any cleanup, and that means that actually in yeah, it's exactly perfect place where we can edit as well. And so when error happened, we we still can close window or make something, and yeah, but we need this cleanup callback, some extra function that we want to perform when there is no success, when we got some errors. So yeah, we can add this, and let me check one more thing. I guess yeah, update client. yeah, I want to check console log because there was really message from this part, because okay, we have HTTP errors, then call back with message. Oh, maybe I even okay, yeah, I will do like that. Call back. Oh, but now yes. So okay, so yeah, now I at least says that what I wanted to check. So I had this log message, which and I need to add log message messages. No, yeah. Ah, so that's oh, wait a sec. Yeah, I have two variables. So let me check. I have log message, log messages. It's array, and oh, I think I redefined it accidentally somewhere. Maybe I need log message again. It's just array, but then yeah, we say that this is empty array. Ah, no, it's the beginning. It's the first use. Okay. Ah, wait a second. But right here it's showing as a right. So log messages, initialization. Oh, wait a second. Log messages. Ah, get element by ID. Well, yeah, that was what I'm trying to do, but I didn't do that. And yeah, here log messages. And that's it. Oh, that's quite strange. So, well, okay, I have a variable only as an array, but here it's showing me this variable like ID. Wait a sec. How is that possible? It should be array, but it's element. Okay. Mm. That's okay. Let's check. Log messages. Yeah, right. It's possible. Why it's showing to this elements? Model. Okay. Ah, well, okay. I think it's that's a bit strange, but probably yeah, in a dev console, this all of this ID available as a variable, which is just a bit strange. We need to find some ID that I never use as a variable, and then to check if it's really existing well, I just create something and the test ID test, right? Okay, let's update and then let's say test. Well, yeah, so that was what I suspect. So basically, in a dev console, browser recreate variables with the name same as ID of elements. It might be handy to check something. Yeah, like you don't need like any accessors, like a variable and something, and yeah, you just can use it out of the box. So, but this overlaps with names that I create for pure variable, like yeah. So let's check document log messages. Okay, we don't have that window. Okay, but we have window, right? But that's again, it's element, it's not an array. That's a bit annoying. Because I can see log messages only here and well, okay. I will create few errors for now. Let's say we add something one time, so now log messages have nothing. Then there's another guy. That's again something, but now log messages have one error from previous call. So yeah, that was our error. So at least this is collecting, and yeah, at the moment. Oh, and here there was no error. Right. So well, one more time. And yeah, right. So yeah, okay. So there's two errors, and now new one will be added. Fine. So okay, so now we come into to the quite serious topic about validation, data validation, and error handling. Like really quite close to this, and so yeah, now we had this. We have exception happened in our update message, right? However, I still don't see, well, we're not loading that. So, okay, main and API. Yeah, so we generate error and just pass it to the log message, and in log message we push an error and do nothing else, right? we cannot call back here, because when we call create or update client, and here let me show one more time. So when we call create or update client as a callback, we pass in about successful completion, right? Well, so yeah, let's add this interface to everywhere, but again, like we can think about it a bit different way. So we have this cleanup call in a get client, and we probably want to have it everywhere in every endpoint, like when something happened, something wrong happened, right? So because it's turned to global callback, then we can save it only one time, and again we can just have internal variable. Then we can pass one more callback and set up cleanup callback with this callback when we initialize it. And so then we like similarly to or even better, we can do even better actually. We can set up cleanup callback as a arrow function that actually do login, like here, right? Log message error. And we need to pass error as well. Log message error, so error cleanup callback error, and then we call callback itself, right? And that's it. So we create a wrapper around callbacks that we pass to the API, which automatically always will add some log messages to our log message interface. So probably we can even now we can we still want to use it. So well, but yeah, the thing is log messages, yeah, push works, and yeah, so we initialize log messages first, like as an array, and then we can use it. Well, we use it in a callback, so we suppose that it's already array. Okay. Anyway, so now we simply can set up this cleanup callback in every unsuccessful call when we catch an error. So now instead of this duplicating code, we just say cleanup callback error, and maybe we can even because we expect to have error there, we don't need to have like a extra extra arrow function wrapper around our cleanup callback. We can set okay, for catch we use this function as a callback. So and now it means that all of our code should become more easier, more shorter. So every catch we change to catch cleanup callback, and yeah, it's fine. And but still we can use it in other places, like similarly in a cleanup for successful completion of get clients. So yeah, it's still globally available. In other places we're not using it, but here yeah, we're gonna use it. And I think that's all, probably, right? Yeah, catch. Okay. So and again, our module not have no too much changes, not significantly. So we still keep in callback that we want to run in the successful case, and cleanup callback exists just globally. And yeah, okay, we push an error not message callback getting error, but it's even like we don't want to handle errors in this callback. Oh wait, no. This callback. Callback. Wait a second. Yeah, that's what we pass in the API. Okay, so when we initialize it, again, we jump back to this part, and so, well, okay, we can check first what we actually was passing when we polling data. Polling data. So we said, yeah, data, and then set is loading false simply, and that's what we can have instead of here in every call, but in the initialization of API. Yeah, so we have float messages, and now we add one more callback. Yeah, so basically that's what we want to perform every time if something goes wrong. And it will happen mainly with it is related to network request. So we have a spinner which showing what's happened with request, and like in any case, if something goes wrong, we want to close the spinner with this set is loading false, and yeah, that's fine. And in case, well, I think we also need to close some modal. I guess. Let me check something. But that's what we do on successful. Yeah. Successfully created, successfully updated. We doing hide, and on a deletion we also doing hide, but for another modal. So basically, yeah, that's what we want to have here. But well, it's anyway update all the time. It's update, right? So let me check something. And so in case of error, we are not closing this model window. That's not really nice, and we can handle it properly. Well, actually, yeah, I think if it's error, we shouldn't close window. And yeah, anyway, we will show some validation errors for in the form, and also some message from error message. But no, we I think we need to yeah, it's probably better to create some login for now as well. So we just not like we basically we adding messages, right, to the array, but we're not yet repainting it, and we can create log message logger in a way when we pass in a message and it's immediately displayed somewhere in UI. So in this way we can show something when, yeah, in this form. Oh, yeah, right. When, well, not even in this form, but somewhere where we have a logger, but it's also good to show something exactly here in a form. Well, anyway, I need to check. Yeah, let's change it. Okay, this is not changed, and it also didn't show any messages, any errors, only here. Wow. Fetch, then response. Oh, wait a second. So why it's showing? Still, it's showing this line like hmm, still error. HTTP error status. Right, right. Hmm, that's weird. Did we come here? Yeah. Console. Ah, wait a sec. Okay, so yeah, this was 41 and unprocessable entity and update client. Right. So we coming to throw, and that means that we probably should be captured next time here when we come out from this block, right? Oh no. Catch. Well, okay, a little bit yeah, messed up with all of this proper passing exception to the top level, and yeah, we need to figure out these things. Well, anyway, for the moment, I guess yeah, main functionality is all working if we pass in like a real valid data. So then yeah, seems all these elements properly working, and when okay, let's add some more forms. Yeah, they all added fine. Then let's check if we remove something. Deploy. Yeah, well, at least yeah, all the data properly passed to the backend, and yeah, and back to the UI. So that's done. Yeah, and only we have to figure out this validation for the proper values, and not allow user to even to send request probably before it's valid. And I think, oh, by the way, my camera stucks again. Let me check that. Oh yeah, not working anymore. Active, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, looks like I'm back. Last time I have some issues with camera, and I even cannot like activate it somehow, and yeah, I don't know, but now it's working. So, well, yeah, I think for the moment, for this session, I will complete soon in a few minutes. So I'm gonna make some overview, and I'm going to add all the changes to the Git repository. So yeah, let's check first again our status. So well, that's fine. We have all this. Now we have one extra library, main code, changes in index. So and it's all in a dev branch, right? That's fine. So git add, then git commit. So yeah, what was last changes actually? I already split module, but then let's quickly overview what we done. Okay, so basically just API fixes, and yeah, some changing yeah, okay, so now full contact endpoints. Okay, well, we just can say API fixes and fix, and that's it. And now git push, right? So one more thing about source code. There was one page hidden somewhere in a network. So yeah, there's also something you should check sometimes, just like to visually understand, to see entire tree that we have. And so yeah, now we can see that there was a initial branch that was end up at spaghetti point. Since this point I start making changes, and it's all was added to refactoring branch, but old branch exists and just continue to exist, and there was a main. So last changes that we have from this point was merged to main, and we so we just like a save it in a separate branch, spaghetti extra, that's it. But everything else it just continue to exist in refactoring. And since this merge pull request, it also was merged into dev, and after this merge I stopped using refactoring at all. So yeah, that's like the picture of our current working tree. And in fact, so this tree branch like a spaghetti refactoring and spaghetti extra we will never touch again. So now like this is all that it's like exist in the past. So only final final changes from dev we will merge to the main, and so then we have our working application. Yeah, that's one more explanation about Git, about yeah, branches, how it's all moving and what does it mean, and like how you can see and analyze what's happened. Then yeah, then we can switch back again here. So yeah, there's those 4 points, it's still not fixed, and I think I will not have more streams since today. I guess I gave main idea, like how to split code, how to change something, how to fix, and it should be enough information to like maybe review this more time, a few more times, and check like all these suggestions and try to follow them. So I gonna left this last point, and yeah, like it's a code cleanup for my friend, so he can he must finalize it himself. And well, I still probably will help him a bit, but mainly yes, I guess this streaming sessions I gonna complete for now as well. I want yeah, I will save all the videos to YouTube, so yeah, when it will be removed from Twitch, it still will be available to check it on my YouTube channel. And yes, that's all. Again, it requires some time, some all of this video cuts and like a little edits. So at least yeah, I will post it to my YouTube channel. You can, it's already I on my Twitch I have a link to YouTube channel, so you can find it. And first part already uploaded, and 2 more I will upload soon. Then again, as I said, I'm like really not a professional streamer, and I need to like review my content, that what I create. I probably yeah, I need to think what I can do better. Like maybe I need to think a bit more about planning, because I feel like I really spend a lot of time in like analyzing code and checking some yeah just some basic working, but it's like sometimes it goes into another directions. I explaining some a bit more, and it becomes like a bit more improvised, and yeah, just on the way. So maybe it's all should be a little bit more organized. I have to have some more plans, and yeah. So for now, I guess I gonna finish my session, and anyway, in my next streams, maybe I mention this project again. Maybe I will show some overview and whatever, but I think yeah, for the moment that's it. We complete for now, and we just continue a little job without streaming, just to finalize this repo. That's it. Thank you for attention. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, subscribe, share, like, all the things, whatever. I will be happy with that, with help, and my community should grow. I should become a super famous new streamer, new star of Twitch and YouTube. So okay, thank you everyone, and see you next time. Goodbye.